We get this done, though, we could actually start importing what we need to start getting these factories running. Distillery here. That's actually just ready for workers. So it just needs workers on site to complete. This really just needs workers on site plus a little bit for the machinery. So, good to go. How's the town coming along? Alright. Honestly, most of this just needs workers. Let's mark the things high priority that need to be high priority. Get them set. Gonna need water treatment over here. Going to need water tower. All of this is going to be high priority. Get these goodies going. What else? What else? What else? Oh, yeah. You're going to be high priority as well. Cool. Yeah, you. Now, both of those are working. They're doing their thing. I will set that to high priority just to make sure I get the rest of the gravel there. It's already got tools on site, so I definitely want to just get those last 2 trucks in here. That's just going to be power out. That's not necessary right this second, although... Actually, this is power in, so let's get our power coming into town. Are you having the zoomies right now? I need a dog cam for you guys. I really do. Y'all wouldn't believe half the stuff she does. That's going to be high priority. Let's get this done. High priority. High priority. High priority. And I do need to do one more thing. Let's actually get... I don't know, do I want to do any more sewage stuff coming this way? You can accept from here or from here. I've already come from this direction. I'll tell you what, that's handling most of what we've got. We're just going to let that go for right now. What have we actually spent our money on so far? Let's look at all time. So, import of resources. We have imported 1.3 million in resources. Most of it was steel. So, that's the bulk of our purchases. 140,000 in close... Oh, yeah, because we've got our warehouse here filled. Which that's ready to go ahead and pull and bring over here. Okay, fair. That's something else I should consider. I should actually put a small headquarters to the Soviet Union, to the Communist Party. Not the big one. Let's do a little one. What'd you just figured out? At the border you have 3 lines, each line for one thing. One aggregate line, one food line, This avoids traffic jams. Are you talking about only a single vehicle for each? Or is it a full line with everything it needs? Like, multiple vehicles on each line? How are you describing it? Because depending on how you do it, you know, maybe it's the same idea that I've had, but it's more efficient. Because that sounds what my plan is. My plan over here is to have the, what are they called? The distribution offices. And I'm going to have one for fuel, which it will count as fuel, bitumen, oil, whatever. That's the only thing it worries about, is importing and exporting those. One for anything that requires a flat rack. So that's going to be your boards, your bricks, your steel, aluminum, prefab panels, any of that type of stuff. Another one can handle all of your warehouse goods. So that's going to be all of your food, alcohol, grain if you wanted to export grain, which that's going to be a little bit more on the expensive side to get that done that way. But, you know, that you get the idea for how that works. And the reason I have these buildings here is this is not just importing from the border, this is importing and exporting. When I eventually have one of those offices over there that has nothing but open hole containers, they will import what I need that I cannot make. They will export what I can make that gets brought in here. And that will be all they do. So I think I figured it out. I'm going to need dumpers covered. I'm going to need at least one refrigerator, which I will put with the covered because I feel like those go hand in hand. Open holes and cistern trucks. So really that's 4 or 5 things. And you have more than 3 lines. You actually have... Oh, are you actually talking about separating individual roads for each line? No. No. No freaking way. No. No. No, 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 no. You might have just broken my brain. You were taking a shower just now and bang, this comes to your mind. This is literally a shower thought? You literally had a shower thought that... I don't know. Hang on. Let's play this out. Let's play this out. Okay? So... let's say you had an open storage. Oh my god. Alright, just imagine that this were connected into the road right here, right? We're just gonna do something like that. And then we do another one like so. That's gonna have a warehouse hooked up to it. Let's just do a nice big warehouse like so. Right? Right. And that's gonna be your second road coming in here. Hit F4 so it goes to snap. What would the third road be? Oh, aggregates. So you're gonna have an aggregate road. Well, this one would need to then connect over here. I'm just gonna do a very rough look at this to see how it might work. Alright, and then aggregates. Well, you need one for every aggregate that you plan to make. Which, honestly, that would be better off for your trains. But how would this work for trains? Trying to picture... Okay, so let's say you had... Well, is there an aggregate that just has a train hookup? No, that would be too easy. Oh, these are new. Huh. In the shape of a T? So what, like, we'll have one, here, one here, one here kind of thing? So... So what would you do with these, trains, then? Would you have, like... Because each aggregate would have to be its own thing. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, shit. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You go away. Because nothing says you have to have one aggregate unloading for each thing. You just need to have an aggregate loading for each thing. Where'd the road go? Oh, there it is. So you deadhead your trains onto each of these. You deadhead a train onto this, and that is literally... That is one rail. You have aggregate coming to there. Now, how you would balance that out to have 3, 4, or 5 different materials, I don't know. And that only works for pulling from the border to bring here. It doesn't work for bringing back. Okay, Raffo, I think that the idea has some merit, but here's the problem. I'm thinking my way through this as we go. The other issue is, it doesn't matter if you have individual roads. They all share the same bottleneck here. And that bottleneck is, this can only allow one vehicle in at a time. And one vehicle out at a time. That will always be the bottleneck. I'm realizing now that there's some flawed logic here. So, in a perfect world, you're absolutely right. If each line was dedicated to a stop, then yes, you're absolutely right. That's how that would work. The problem is that's not how the game logic works. And until they fix or update that, sadly, there really isn't much of a point to doing it that way. It would be really, really cool if it did work, though. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone can come up with an example to where that would work. And that was an entertaining little experiment, but... Oh, I see what you're trying to say. Have one road coming straight out of the middle, one road coming over this way, one road coming over this way. But then if you do that, you're going to cut off your rails. So you'd have to be careful with how you do the road coming off to this direction. That's something interesting to check out at some point. We might have to play a little bit with our concept of how we do things. Maybe there are some more interesting ways to go about it. Okay, yeah, sounds good, Raffo. You find a way. Raffo, are you in the Discord? If not, you should definitely join the Discord. It's a really good place to go ahead and share, like, images, links, just random things like that. That's going to be the best way you could do that. I'm definitely intrigued with the idea. And maybe you pioneer it, and we come up with, you know, improvements as a group. We kind of maximize whatever the idea is, find a way to make it work even better as we go. You have? Okay, cool, cool, cool. Hey, check it out. Our crane is doing its thing. A crane train. Bum 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 bum. A question from yesterday. What is your question from yesterday? Hit me, Raffo. You make your homework. Are you ready? Okay. What is the question of yesterday? Go ahead and hit me with it. If you ask me for something like the square root of the hypotenuse, I will time you out. Let's see. Heating. Yes. Tell me about heat. Oh, that's right. You told me about this. So first you have to be extracting coal from the motherland, placing a large heating plant near the border. Okay. The maximum coal consumption of a large heating plant was less than 10 tons. Yes, I can... Wait, what now? Put the cables and export... Okay, you're talking about exporting the power. Yes. Yes. So yes, in theory, we could go ahead and make power. That would mean that we'd also need to have coal. With the mining supply, the power, and heat plant. So are you saying that I've wasted my time on the small heating plant, even for a small town? Riddle me this. How effective can a small heating plant be? How many homes can we heat? How many people can we keep alive? Like, what size town can we keep alive? Heat exchanger can only work with 100 cubic meters. Okay. Okay. So if we exceed that, we're toast. So right now, I'm at 77 with one heat exchanger, and that's supplying everything I have. But I'm guessing what that means is, since this can only supply 210 cubic meters, really I can only supply 2 heat exchangers plus maybe a third. Each heat pump, they feed a maximum of 3 exchangers. Okay, so heating pump station, heat exchanger, heat exchanger. Here we go. So this is a biggin. So these are different sized pipes. So these require the 300 M3 pipes and cannot hook up to the small heating plant that I have. Right, you need constant workers there, right? Trams, cable cars, not influenced by traffic jams and snow. Needs lots of workers. Not a lot of workers. It's 30 workers for the heating plant, so we're talking 100. And old information. Okay. Max 3 exchanger. You mean 3 exchangers per heating pump station? 3. It's going to be 3 heat exchangers per heating plant. Okay, here's the thing. let's just go ahead and place this for now just to show you something. This is... If I can actually find a spot. Let me just try and find a good spot here. Okay, this is a heating plant. This is a small heating plant. Small heating plant can only use small pipes, moving up to 100 cubic meters an hour of heat. This can use large heating pipes, moving 300 cubic meters. Small heat exchanger can only accept small pipes, not large pipes. Neither of these will connect. You cannot connect large pipes to small pipes. So, the two systems are exclusive to one another. Second issue. You need... What does that come out to? 4+ times the workers to use a large heating plant as opposed to a small heating plant. It also uses 4 times the coal and is double the price for everything across the board. 5.9 tons of steel, 0.68 tons of mechanical components, 2 tons of steel, 0.24 tons of mechanical components. Plus, we would need to have a mine. Now, let's actually look at the mine, because it's not just a mine. You don't just need a mine. You need to have a coal mine, and you need to have coal ore processing. Well, a coal mine, while we do have one nearby, coal mine requires 220 workers. That's a lot of workers, plus another 15. And we would need to get terrain level here, we need to get all that stuff feeding. All of that is going to cost a lot compared to just hauling in the coal and calling it a day. So for right now, for the amount of throughput that this requires, we can just haul the coal in, call it a day. I think more than anything, what I need to really focus on is how much our buildings require. Total capacity. Wait, do I have a... Hang on, do I have a second one of these somewhere? Hang on a minute. Oh, it's actually utilizing the heating plant. So the heating plant itself is heating some of these. So the heat exchanger, the current estimated drain is 77%. Total capacity of all connected buildings right now is 121.01 cubic meters. And that's literally reaching all of the buildings in this whole area, right? So knowing that, we have 80 cubic meters to play with until we are at our cap, and we can't do anything else. So we need to finish building the town here, and then we need to add our buildings carefully based on that. I think is going to be what we need to focus on. And we might just need to have a second heating plant, a second small one. Maybe. Now, you're right, if I had a large one, maybe if I just put a large one in. Oh man, but look at the environmental pollution. 7 tons a year versus 26 tons a year. So I can afford to have the small heating plant much closer to my people without choking them with pollution. I just have to limit how big my town is. So, what's our heating here? 10 cubic meters for a heat tank. So right now, I could have 8 more brick flats before we are capped out.